You know that feeling, right? You jump online to look for a new home, and it feels like you've got this amazing power. Every home for sale is right there at your fingertips. But what if that's not totally true anymore? What if the best homes are being kept off the market, hidden away from you? It's a pretty unsettling idea, and it's exactly what we're digging into.
And look, this isn't just some abstract industry talk. This could totally change how you look for a home next time. That trust you have, that feeling that you're seeing all the options out there, well, that very idea is what's on the line.
Okay, so what makes this whole system work? It all comes down to something called the MLS, the Multiple Listing Service. Think of it like the central nervous system for real estate. It's the massive database that feeds all those sites you love, like Zillow or Redfin. It's supposed to give us that one complete picture of the market. The problem? That foundation is starting to crack.
So, what's causing these cracks? It boils down to one word: exclusivity. Yeah, some of the biggest players in the game have figured out there's a huge advantage to keeping their best listings private. They're creating this, this secret off-market world that most of us never even know exists.
And this isn't just some random thing that's happening. Oh no, it's a deliberate strategy. And it's being supercharged by two big forces. First, you've got market consolidation. That's just a fancy way of saying a few giant companies are buying up the competition. And second, you've got new tech that makes it super easy for them to build their own private, walled-off marketplaces.
And if you want to know why they're doing this quote from an industry report just hits the nail on the head. It says, the incentive and value of exclusive inventory increases as market share does. Let me translate that for you. The bigger you get, the more powerful it becomes to hide your listings from everyone else. It becomes your secret weapon.
And this is really a game for the big fish, not the little guys. Just look at this. If you're a massive brokerage, creating your own private pool of homes is a total game changer. It's how you attract the top agents, how you lock in clients. But if you're a smaller company, trying to do this would be, well, it would be business suicide. You absolutely need the open MLS just to survive. So what you get is this really dangerous domino effect. Economists have a name for it, a reverse network effect. You know how we usually think networks get better and stronger the more people join, like social media? Well, this is the exact opposite. It's how a perfectly good system can start to unravel, almost like it's eating itself from the inside.
So let me walk you through how this plays out. Step 1. A huge market leader decides to keep its listings private. Bam! Instantly they have an edge, right? They know about homes nobody else does. So what happens? Their competitors see this and feel like they have no choice but to do the same thing just to keep up. And with every company that pulls out, that central MLS gets a little weaker and a little less useful until the whole thing just fractures.
And I want to be super clear here. This is not just some what-if scenario. It's actually happening right now. And it's creating this split, a real tale of two different markets depending on where you live. You see this off MLS stuff pop up way more in specific kinds of places. We're talking about super hot markets where buyers are climbing over each other, really competitive cities like San Francisco or DC, and of course, the big luxury spots, Silicon Valley, the Hamptons, you name it. These are the places where having a secret listing is like holding a golden ticket.
Okay, let's get specific. I want to show you a real-world example from our source material that just perfectly illustrates this. We're going to look at a brokerage called Compass and what's going on in the San Francisco Bay Area.
All right, brace yourself for this number. In 2024, in San Francisco County, just one brokerage, Compass, represented the seller on 34% of all homes sold. 34%. I mean, let that sink in for a second. That's one company involved in more than a third of all the sales. That's not just having a big piece of the pie, that's practically owning the bakery. And this chart just lays it out so clearly. When one single company has that much power, they're not just playing the same game as everyone else anymore. They can literally start changing the rules for the whole city. They have enough of their own listings to create their own private ecosystem, completely separate from the main market. Now, let's flip the coin and look at a totally different kind of market, a fragmented one. In these places, no single company even comes close to that kind of dominance. Actually, almost half the listings come from small firms with fewer than 100 agents. So in a market like this, that whole secret listing strategy, it just doesn't work. It completely falls apart. For them, the open MLS isn't just useful, it's their lifeblood. Okay, so we've gone through all the mechanics of this, but what does it all really mean for you? Why should you care about any of this the next time you're thinking about moving? Well, here's the most important takeaway, the thing to really remember. That idea of one-stop shopping for a home, going to one website and seeing absolutely everything for sale, that promise is starting to break. Seriously. Depending on where you live, there could be a whole bunch of homes for sale that you'll never see online because they're locked away inside one company's private system. That open access we've all taken for granted, it's not a guarantee anymore.
So, as all of this picks up speed, the whole experience of finding a home is fundamentally changing. And it leaves us with a really big question, right? Is your next home search going to be an open hunt where everyone has a fair shot? Or is it going to be more like a private race where only a few people with the right connections even know the best houses are for sale? It's definitely something to think about.